Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning, good morning. What a beautiful day it is here in Chautauqua County. We had a little mist earlier to kind of water your garden, and not enough to really appreciate. And it's sunny and bright and beautiful. The birds are chirping, the flowers are up. It's incredible. What weather. Oh, don't tell them about it down in New York. I don't want to. This is our own special little Eden up here. And if you read the transcripts of the entries in the diaries of the French when they moved through here, they said this is a Garden of Eden. It's beautiful here, and a lot of people moved here. Many of them still live in Jamestown, the families. We'll talk about that more. We've got with us a historian who's going to talk about the history of Chautauqua County, and specifically Westfield, New York, because she is the official historian for the village and the town of Westfield, and she's full of information, knowledge. Her name is MaryBelleBeighpt, or By, or Bay, depending on how you spell it, how you pronounce it. Look, we'll go with B. That's easy to remember, and her nickname's B anyway. So be ready to call in if you have any questions about the history of Chautauqua County and Westfield, and she'll be ready to answer them. News. Hey, I wind up shouting at the TV, and everybody says, stop yelling at them. They can't hear you. The war goes on and on and on in Iraq, and they're not doing anything to take over there, and they're taking all the money, and they're so corrupt in Afghanistan that no one will trust anybody in that government, and they also produce 90% of the heroin in the world. I mean, this is our supposedly our little ideal government. Oh my God, help us. Another Vietnam. All right, at any rate, they're spending literally trillions on these wars, and they are unable to provide a simple COLA, which they promised the seniors. Remember, that was iron bid. You're not going to go down from inflation, which is Congress's problem, starting inflation. Well, it's been raging on now, and they've been giving us fake COLAs. They have these fake terms, the core inflation, which doesn't affect anything you buy. It doesn't affect gas or energy or food. It's buggy whips and, and things such as that nobody ever buys anyway. But they use that to convince you, laughing up their sleeves all the way home, that there's no inflation. And so you don't get anything for a COLA. We lost 60% of our purchasing power since 2002. And they don't, at this point, they decided, well, there's no COLA. For 3 years now, seniors are not getting a COLA. What are seniors going to do? This heartless Congress wouldn't even give them $200 or something as a little help. And what's an 85-year-old supposed to do? Climb a ladder and get a job over at Walmart or somewhere who has a palsy and arthritis and can't remember? Yeah, what do? They're out of luck. They're out of luck. They have no money. Seniors are losing houses right and left. If you look in the paper when they sell the houses, every year the auctions come up for people behind in their taxes or can't afford it or just whatever. They're living in seniors, you're all going to be living in your children's basement, and you're going to be eating this stuff. You know what this is? It's cat food. That's what they ate during the Depression. This Congress is just heartless, and they're now planning to, after having cut $500 billion this year out of Medicaid, senior health, they're now going to do away with senior health. That's what they're proposing. Yeah, Medicaid's going to disappear. It'll be means tested very low, of course, so no one will qualify, and you'll get a little, some sort of a chit that you take to your insurance company. It's going to laugh you out of the office, saying, you got to be kidding, we're not going to insure you for that. Give me a break. They're killing Medicaid and Medicare. Yeah, a lot of seniors on Medicare, half of Medicare is senior, and that's why our budget's so high up here, because we have a huge number of seniors, and they will not do anything to support us. We're the only, well, there are 2 states in the union who actually have to pay, the state pays half of Medicaid, and the Fed pays half. Well, the state decided, New York, in their wisdom, well, let's make the local counties pay for half of our share. So we pay for 25% of Medicaid, which is outrageous. That's why our taxes just zoomed up 9%, and then they're supposedly going to go up more, and they're going to have an increase in our sales tax and everything. We're drowning here. And seniors are the ones who are suffering. Maybe we ought to care for these folks a little bit. Even the legislature, you know, seniors, many of the veterans are seniors. One of our callers last week, we did a program on the Veterans Agency, pointed out that the legislature, the county legislature, is in on the cutting. They're going to cut a quarter. They've budgeted a 25% cut for the veterans. Oh my gosh, does this ever go on? Stand back, seniors. They're after you. And after you've lost all your health care and you can't buy normal food, you have to spend the rest for your medication. They're hoping you will die, I guess. That's what we're hoping. They're hoping is we'll just die. Good luck. Everybody in Congress who's involved in this should be just thrown right out next year. Just thrown out. All right, enough of that. Local news is a little better. We have some great senior groups here. And I wanted to point out, if you haven't taken somebody over who is not a member of senior group, shame on you. Get them over there. Let the seniors join. They have a whole new family, a whole new community. All right, Brockton Portland seniors have a great show. They meet regularly over at the American Legion in Brockton. And they're having a strawberry social, I wanted to point out. It'll be held on June 15th at 2 p.m. at the John W. Dill Post 434 American Legion in Brockton. That's where they meet. It's open to all seniors and 1 senior guest per member. And bingo and prizes will follow. You know, the seniors always play bingo at the end of the program. Epic Insurance is coming up, incidentally. We're going to have to talk a little bit about that. We'll get somebody to talk on it soon. Rita Stonefoot is a treasurer over there, and she says everything's good. They got enough money. And happy birthday to Cora Patterson. And it goes on here. I got to kind of move along. They keep telling me I'm spending too much time on the news. Anyway, the next meeting is June 27th at noon at the VFW Post, or the American Legion Post, I should say, in Brockton. They meet in the last Monday of each month at noon, so you can put that on your agenda. Make sure you get there. Dunkirk Federated, they have a huge number of folks over there. A wonderful building. They have an old school, and it just has everything in it, facilities, and they have all kinds of games and fun stuff. And if you're interested in joining them, check into Betty Korzeniewski. She's the presiding senior coordinator, or the president. Senior coordinator is Larissa Aldrich, and they got a couple of directors. Let's see, Delphin Welzins and Barbara Babarich. Election of officers took place. Barbara Babarich is the new president over there. And I wanted to say that there's new programs coming up. The Pinochle Committee in Dunkirk Federated extends an invitation to all seniors every Monday afternoon at the center, 1 p.m. If you like pinochle, go for it. I'm a bridge player. I've never seen that bridge. They're going soon to the Casino Niagara. Remember, go down. They give you free chips. Use them, and if you win, walk away. If you lose, walk away. Don't gamble. You'll lose your shirt. Their flu shots are coming up, incidentally, for a lot of people. And, you know, make sure you get your flu shot. Most senior groups have somebody come, visiting nurse usually, and give you the flu shots. And they're free, basically, so go for it. President is Loretta Hemick over there at the Dunkirk Federated Seniors, and they have a great bunch. Lakeshore Seniors, they're basically a Fredonia group, and they meet at the Dunkirk Senior Center also, because it's a heck of a place over on 4th Street. Don't miss it. If you haven't been there, make sure you drop around. Let me say that the Mayville crowd has a huge bunch here. They meet again at the VFW at the foot of the hill, down near, down next to the lake. You all know where that is. They have a great gazebo there. They have an fire pit outside, a huge kitchen, wonderful room. And Goodrich read 2 stories. And she, it doesn't say what Goodrich's first name is, but hello, Goodrich. And then she read the meaning of the 12 folds of the flag given at funerals for service people, and then led the group in prayer. I wonder what the meaning of the 12 folds is. I wish somebody contact me and tell me. I suppose I could Google it up. Gene Kelsey says they're going on that Chautauqua Bell trip on June 16th. Get your dough in if you haven't, because there's only 2 seats left to the Riverside Theater in July. They really sell out all the time. They're going to the Finger Lakes for a wonderful trip July 1st. New member? Hello, Sue Klossner and the guest, Joy Kurtz. I've seen Joy Kurtz. She's quite a kid. Silver Creek Seniors, a quick note here. On June 14th, Flag Day, they're invited to go to St. Columbus to plant a flag. No, they're invited over to play bingo. Bingo's big. Bingo's big. Regular meeting be June 21st at 1 p.m. And bring a friend. Come on over, have a great time. They're having a strawberry social. Excuse me, my allergies are coming on. It's that time of year. Okay, I'm going to take a brief break here, and I have a public service announcement for you, and then we'll hear from Doc Hamels.
Daddy, I boldly went to socialsecurity.gov, and it's out of this world.
Socialsecurity.gov is a website for everybody.
Even teenagers?
Absolutely. Young people can help their grandparents with retiring online or getting extra help with their Medicare prescription drug costs.
So really, everyone of all ages should go to socialsecurity.gov.
Boldly go.
I'm screwing you. I'm wiping my nose. That allergies here. Okay.
At social...
That's the end of it. Social Security, so much for them. They're not going to give you a cola or anything, though. You're going to die on the vine. John Hamels, Doc Hamels, shoots from the hip. You're on, John.
Good morning. I like to see Zulu there. Remember, he was on Star Trek there. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning to our guest, Mary Bell. So how do you say your last name? We were out there figuring out the different versions, and he said the same versions.
It's B.
B.
It's the anglicized version of Bay, which is Gaelic, which is what it is.
All right.
I married an Irishman.
An Irishman. I'm part Irish, too.
Oh, great. Irishman.
Well, Reed, today I wanted to do something a little special, and this is, I guess it fits into the theme of history. Remember, I told you I had done an article, and I actually finally got my hands on a copy of it. This is the Silver Magazine for the month of May. And in here, I've documented the actual show here. It's called A TV Show Just for You, and I'm going to give you an official copy. I'll sign it later for you if you like. But there it is, folks. If you we'll have Mutual Admiration Society later. Well, anyways, folks, if you have an opportunity to get the Silver Magazine, I know I talk about it from time to time. I write for it. It's free. I don't get paid, so I have nothing invested in this. But the whole point is that it's a great magazine for folks 55 on up or younger. Doesn't matter, because it gives you lots of items to think about if you are younger and you have parents that are a little bit older. But in there has various topics. But this particular month, I did an article about the show, and when you sit and think about what we do here, and what these guys have been doing for, 15 plus years, it's quite a community service. And I encourage you to have other folks watch this. If you can't catch it on Saturday mornings, catch us throughout the week, because Reed does bring in a variety of great speakers and lots of interest.